area that we're dealing with is our marriages, which oftentimes are more broken than we'd like to admit to society. And so our client today will be totally anonymous, and you'll get to hear her voice and her story, but that's why we have the camera off. So I want to start by saying thank you so much for trusting me with your coaching and for our friendship to be able to turn into what has been a beautiful 7-week experience for you. And I'm really excited to talk to you today. It's been personally so inspiring for me to see your results and to see all the victories that you're posted. And I just want to thank you for being willing to share this for other women to believe that they can too save their marriage, no matter where it's starting at, and to have hope that, with the right tools, anything, no matter how dead at the beginning, can be revived. And so I wanted to just ask you, by starting off, could you share with us what you were experiencing before I do breakthrough?
Yeah, of course. So I've been married for almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in September, and we just could never, I guess, get it right. It's always been just up and down. And we've tried marriage counseling, we tried books, I tried listening to some podcasts, I tried to talk to friends who are married as well, and just it would go well for like a week or two or maybe a month, but then we fall back to the same patterns over and over again. It just with our intimacy or with just our personalities colliding, it just has just been pretty rough. And now we have two little kids. One is 2 and one is 10 months, almost 10 months. And so just like I want us to be in a better spot for if we do want to grow our family more or just stay together in general. I want to improve and have my kids and have my kids have like a good role model to look after. And I just feel like I've been going through the motions as a wife, day by day, just getting through each day, and try to let go of the control that I want to have for my towards my husband. Like I want to control his I want him to change as soon as possible and have I try to put on him eventually. Like this is if you just do this, this, and this, we'd be perfect. But that's not working out either. So just want to focus on myself. Like what can I do to help change the atmosphere, the connection, without trying to control him in our relationship and our marriage. And so so that's what I'll be experiencing before I do breakthrough.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I love your kiddos. I can hear them in the background, and it has been cool to see you've been able to, even though you're a busy mom, you got kids at home, you've been able to sprinkle this in and still see amazing results, which I know we'll get to in a second, but with very limited time, you're still able to experience healing. So what stood out the most to you about working with me over these last 7 weeks?
What stood out to me the most is, I guess, the phrase "follow your gut." It's so through all the marriage counseling and the books, there was never a chance for me to read this to myself and follow what I believe to to help just follow my gut, just go with what I think and feel and all that stuff. And
follow your gut. Yeah.
Okay. And so when we discuss our when I discuss my problems or what I'm going through in the group chat or during the coaching calls, we don't go straight to the solution or what could be done differently. We go through how I felt at the moment, how was my heart, how was my breathing, and talk about the feelings and emotions during the triggers and what parts of my body, to just to be aware of my emotions and my body throughout the situation. So I thought that was really different. It stood out. I've never done that before. Nobody ever told me to just stop, listen to your body. And so and to let truth be truth. So yes, I had a bad moment. I didn't do what I thought should have been done, but it happened. So just let truth be truth, and what I could do differently, like what kind of like my techniques, like breathe, or do the 3x3, like it's just different, and I really appreciate like the different, and I feel like it has helped me to really be aware of my emotions, my triggers, and yeah, and that's how I haven't seen that during like the previously counseling and the books and all of that. Nobody ever told me to like be aware of your emotions. Like what were you thinking or what were you feeling? And so I thought that was really cool, and I think that's why I still improving on, because still like sometimes I do miss the mark, but it's
Yeah.
like it's okay. Like make the truth be truth, and just keep working on that, and not just focus on the mistakes or the wrong. And so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it feels like it's been so fast from our first meeting of hearing where you're at in your marriage and you just describing, this dance that you're really good at repeating with your husband and feeling like you're spinning your wheels, even though you tried so many things to fix it, still feeling stuck. And I remember you sharing, intimacy was even a trigger for you at the beginning. And I'm just curious if you'd be willing to share what are some of your results of working with me after these 7 weeks in ID Breakthrough?
Yeah, so yes, sex and intimacy has been like a really big problem. Like one probably the one number thing is after communication. Because previously I was experiencing like again I'll just go to the emotions. Like he wants to have sex, so let's have sex. But I didn't feel like the connection, like the love out of it. Like I want to like make love, not just do the deed and be done with it. And I feel like after this program, it still can feel like that sometimes, but I had victories. Like there was a moment, like there was like twice that when we had like where I did like the firing my gun and the most like the techniques. There was this one time for the first time in a very long time where I actually did want to make love. Like I wanted to. Like I didn't like felt like it was like a duty as a wife, or like I want to make him upset if I said no or things like that. Like I actually like wanted to make love, and we did it. I felt like butterflies, and I felt in love again. Like that feeling inside, like my heart was racing, I was like feeling butterflies inside, like I was enjoying the moment for like the first time in a very long time. And so that was a big victory within myself at that moment. So yeah.
I'm so happy for you. And I think the trickiest, most complex area of human existence is intimacy and sex. And it can be beautiful and it can be so scarring depending on what your experience has been. And then when you get married, right, it's like you each bring in your own sexual trauma and baggage if you have it. And so it can be such a difficult area to heal. And I remember you posting that 4 weeks in to putting the tools into practice and just thinking like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. And I'm so happy for you. And it's a breakthrough that, I hear so many women wanting to experience. That's one of the most common issues I hear is the intimacy and the blockages there and the resistance. And anytime your husband, makes an advance to you, just not even knowing why you tense up and being able to learn the right way to work through that without re-traumatizing yourself. So thank you for sharing that. Is there any other results that you want to share before we end that you've experienced maybe internally or in any other area of your life as a result of putting these tools into practice?
Yeah. I'm learning to like let go of control of things that I don't have control over. Like letting go of things to like codependency or controlling my husband or controlling my kids, like anything, like just letting it go, and then just focus on myself and what I can do, and to breathe and be aware of what I'm feeling throughout the day, and take note of it, and also start to know like what are my triggers, like, and where it came from. And so it's been like I just love that I'm being like more aware of things, like and um, and just understanding that I'm still like I'm okay. Like like I show myself grace. Like it's not like I'm a terrible person or I should not be triggered about this little stuff. It's just like show myself more grace and loving myself the way I am and just just improving on how I react to the triggers, like how I can like use the techniques. But to really remember, I know. To really remember that I'm just a human being. I really want to like change the new dance. I can see my husband following along with my new dance and with the new energy that I bring out to the table. And still, like I said, still work in progress. But I love just being more aware of my body and my, you know, the inside, the internal like feelings and things like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, just
I love it. Your kids are like, I hear mama talking. I want to talk too. Well, my friend, thank you so much for sharing your experience. And I really appreciate you just showing up for you and stepping out, even though you were really scared at first to make the leap into this deeper level of healing. Would you say that it's worth it?
it's definitely worth it. I can't remember, like I don't even think about the cost no more or like the fears. Like I just want to step into it and be like, it's so worth it. I feel like a new dance is already in progress. And yeah, definitely for sure.
I felt the
And
same.
it's a great community. Like I love the coaching calls. I love the group text. It's just a really great community to be open about like
Yeah.
anything and not feel judged or anything like that. So it's been great.
Yeah. We should plan a retreat, have all of us meet because it's all virtual right now. So the last thing that I would love to hear is if somebody's thinking about I do breakthrough, if their marriage is on the rocks and they want healing for their trauma, what would you say to somebody who's maybe nervous, hesitant, not sure if this would be the best path for them? What encouragement do you have for someone considering doing this program that you just finished?
I would say kind of what I know from you to follow your gut. Like if your gut is telling you to try this out, you should try it out. Like I feel like you should let nothing stop you to really just know more about yourself. Like what something you can like know from yourself to like so like don't let any outside circumstances like stop you from just trying it out. It's amazing. You'll learn a lot, and like what you can't lose anything. Like you will learn more about yourself throughout this process. So I think this far your gut is telling you to do it. Go ahead and do it. Pretty much.
I love that so much. And I remember before my healing, I really had such a severed connection with my gut. I didn't know how to follow my gut, and I didn't feel like I had this strong sense of intuition because of the abuse I had been through and different things that just corroded that connection between my mind and my body and my gut. And I remember when I had a call like you did, our first strategy call, and I was looking into investing in a coach to help me heal trauma in my body and save my marriage. That was the first time that I remember feeling in my life my gut screaming, like, this is what you need. And so, despite fear of investment and what if I fail again, I've failed at so many things for 10 years. That was the first time I remember hearing my gut very loud and then trusting it. And oh my God, I'm so grateful. So,
Right.
so glad we're in this together. Is there anything else that you want to say before we close?
I think that's it. I think that's everything.
I appreciate your time and hug the babies for me. And I can't wait to see you on our next coaching call. I love you, girl.
Love you. Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.